wounded civilization is standing up again to reassert its position in the world. Sense of gratitude is very important. So there is actually no mob lynching, only a narrative. This organization does not work for one caste. It is for all types of Hindus.
Namaste and welcome to this episode of the OddCast show. Today we have a very special guest, the Organizing General Secretary Shri Milind Parande ji of Vishwa Hindu Parishad. Namaskar and welcome to the show, sir. Jai Shri Ram. Sir, my first question to you is that for our viewers is that what is VHP, when was it formed and what is the objective and mission of VHP?
Vishwa Hindu Parishad was formed on Janmashtami Day, Sri Krishna Janma Day, in 1964 in Swami Chinmayanandaji's ashram in Mumbai, Sandipani ashram. And actually the special thing is that all the sadhu sons of all the sampradayas, Shaiva, Vaishnava, Jain, Bauddha, Sikh, all these people came together to form this organization and they decided on the name that it should be Vishwa Hindu Parishad. Actually after 1947 we look at our country, we will see that really everybody was disillusioned that the people who sat in power were not really thinking about Hindus in this country. And this is a Hindu country. So they felt the need that there should be an organization that will work not only in Bharat, but outside Bharat also for the Hindus. And it will work unapologetically. So keeping that in mind, they started Vishwa Hindu Parishad. There were some major objectives that time. That we will see that we needed a system to propagate Hindu values and create systems to propagate those values, not only in Bharat but abroad also. So that was one of the major reason. Second is there were many types of aggressions against the Hindu society because they are Hindus. So like religious conversions that were rampant even before we gained freedom. And one of the major reasons why Bharat was divided as Bharat and Pakistan is religion. It was done on the religious basis.
Correct.
So division of Bharat took place because of that. So protecting the followers of Hindu Dharma was a very big issue at that time. Secondly, we will see that cow and her progeny are looked upon as something really very great in Hindu society. But many of the people do not look at it so. And so lakhs of cows and her progeny are killed every day by breaking the law. So issues like these were there. There were issues like love jihad. So aggression against Hindu society. So who will stand up for that? So they expected Vishwa Hindu Parishad should be such an organization which will stand in the vanguard of these, when the aggressions happen. We should be in the first line. That should be the first line of defense for the society. So that was there. Thirdly, during this 1,500 years of continuous aggression against our country, society and dharma, many social malpractices have entered in our practice. I would say like untouchability or dowry or female feticide. These are not taught or sanctioned by our dharma, but still Hindus are practicing them. So to purify our society from within, to get rid of all these social maladies was third major reason. And fourthly, a very big section of our society is living below poverty line. So for these people who are our brothers and sisters, there should be genuine effort by the society, not by government alone, but by the society as a duty for their upliftment. So run service projects in the field of health, education, then self-employment, women empowerment, environment, things like that. So taking into consideration all these things, Vishwa Hindu Parishad was established by the sages of this country. And also that time, the second chief of Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangha, who is called Sarasanga Chalak, so Pujniya Golwalkar Guruji, was also instrumental that time. Attitude of Vishwa Hindu Parishad, you can say what our first General Secretary said that time, that we will not back from taking action because of fear of reaction. That is what we said. What is just, what is correct, we will take that action, whatever may be the consequences. So that was the thing that really prompted and propagated our work since then.
Right.
Okay, so sir, I have a lot of questions based on what you just said regarding the cows, regarding certain other principles upon which VHP acts. But before we go into that, I want to ask a little bit about the youth aspect of VHP that consists of two wings, one for males, one for females, that is Bajrang Dal and Durga Vahini. Can you please tell me what exactly do these two do?
Actually, Bajrang Dal and Durga Vahini were not there when Vishwa Hindu Parishad was established
Okay.
in 1964. When we undertook the Shri Ram Janmabhoomi agitation,
Yeah.
actually Hindu society had been tried to build Ram temple, Ram Janmabhoomi temple since 500 years.
Correct.
When it was broken by the foreign aggressors, Muslim aggressors. So we joined that struggle in 1984. So when we joined that struggle, a section of the Muslim society said that we will not allow certain programs to take place. So society was worried that who will protect these efforts of this agitation. So naturally, thousands of youth came forward that we will protect all the programs. And we organized those youth as Bajrang Dal that time in 1984. So till 1984 to 92, Rama Janmabhoomi agitation was at its peak till the Hindu society demolished the, that structure that was called Babri Dhacha and built a small temple there. So after that, the role of Bajrang Dal was increased. Even Durga Vahini was born at that time only. The youth, the male youth was organized under the banner of Bajrang Dal, and the yuvatis, young girls over 15, were organized under the banner of Durga Vahini. So that is the way the Ram Janmabhoomi has given birth to these two youth organizations.
Okay. Speaking of the Ram Janmabhoomi Mandir, I have asked this question to certain other guests who have come on the show. The question is that a lot of people my age, I don't blame them because they have not been educated as much on this matter, but are coming and asking questions on social media and to me also that why are you supporting the Ram Janmabhoomi Mandir movement so much when instead of building a mandir, we could have just built a school or a hospital or something that may benefit the public?
See, I think as far as charity is concerned, we are already running over 5,000 projects.
Okay.
In the field of service. We are running hundreds of schools, hundreds of orphanages, many, old age homes.
Right.
We are running over 5,000 projects. And as far as organizations like us who believe in the Hindu cause, we are the biggest Hindu charity in the country. We are running over 130,000 projects. So it is not that we are not doing any service projects. We are doing it at a grand scale. See, in this country, Hindu charity is the biggest charity, whether anybody likes it or not. So it is not a matter of neglecting service.
Right.
But there are many Ram temples, there are lakhs of temples, but there is only one Rama Janmabhoomi. And so building a temple there is very, very natural. Now, people who are taking objection, you should go to the civil court. And we will see that in that civil court, crores of cases are there that are outstanding, where those cases are, between relatives.
Yes.
And between people who are fighting for their, land. 1 feet is taken by this party or 1 feet is taken by that party. So small pieces of land, people are fighting for generations.
Yes.
And people who are advocating to build, hospitals and schools, How many of them have built hospitals and schools or given their land for hospitals and schools?
Right.
So it is not that we are neglecting charity. This is a matter of, asmita, sense
Okay.
of identity. And Bhagwan Sri Ramji is Maryada Purushottam. He is the Rashtra Purush of this country. We value all the values that are called Hindu values. He is the, symbol of living those values. See, you look at relationships. He has lived those relationships. How a brother should act with a brother, husband, wife, or Raja and Praja, or enemy and enemy, friend and friend, king and, subjects. Every relationship, he is the Adarsha, he is the ideal. And his life is duty based. See, that is the beauty of Hindu Chintan. Hindu Chintan is duty based, it is not rights based. Somebody had asked Mahatma Gandhiji that what rights will people have when Bharat becomes, gains freedom. So they said it is not about rights. Here, duties will be respected. If everybody takes care of duties, then everybody's rights will be protected. Of this thinking, Bhagwan Sri Ramji is the ideal. Again, his life is ideal for social harmony. He has said every section of the society is his. Shabri Mata, Nishad, Kevat, everybody, all the tribal people, he lived with them for 14 years. And everybody, prayed to him like as if he was God.
Right.
So that much love and devotion he was able to, create in their, awaken in their hearts.
Correct.
So whatever we cherish, Bhagwan Sri Ramji is the symbol for that. And that is why his temple, his Janmabhoomi is very, very natural. And thirdly, for 500 years, the Hindu society has been fighting for this. 3.5 lakh people have laid down their life to build that temple. So much struggle, so much struggle. So will all that, sacrifice go to waste? It is very easy to talk, for people to talk that build this, build that. But so much history, so much sacrifice.
But that is never taught, right? So people are unaware.
Yes, that is why I'm telling.
Correct. Yes.
That is there. One should look at one's own life. How much one is ready to compromise, really.
Right.
How much one is ready to sacrifice.
Correct.
That if we compare with that and compare with this history where so many sacrifices have happened, then we understand the urgency and the importance of building the temple there.
Correct.
Right. So, sir, when the Supreme Court verdict came out in favor of the Hindu society that you can now build the Ram Mandir there, at that time the euphoria was that they were calling it a civilizational movement. But when the Pran Pratishta happened on 22nd January, people changed the narrative that now this is a cosmic movement where the country has finally come under the protection of Prabhu Shri Ram. What is your view on that, sir?
See, actually, there's a very famous writer, Naipaul, V.S. Naipaul, and he's from the Caribbean. And he has written in 1992, he said that a wounded civilization is standing up again, to reassert its position in the world. He described Ram Janmabhoomi movement like that. And so this is not only a dharmic movement. It is not that Bhagwan Sri Ramji is the god of the Vaishnavas or something like that. People who are not Vaishnavas, people who are not exactly religious, people of every walk of life, every caste, language, sampradaya, they stood with this. Rama Janmabhoomi Abhiyan, this Samarpan Abhiyan, we went to 5,34,000 villages, in just 46 days.
Wow.
And we contacted 20 crore families. So that is the extent of involvement of the people. Can anybody ignore this? 20 crore families and 5,34,000 villages. Nobody has contacted like this anywhere. So many people have got connected with this This is the movement of the people. And not only in Bharat. See, Prana Pratishta program happened in 9,90,000 places at the same time in Bharat.
Wow.
It has never happened like this. And outside Bharat, over in 100 countries, Hindus spontaneously celebrated this. So we don't even have contact there as an organization. We don't have our organization in so many countries. So that shows that it touched something in every Hindu's heart. So people who are really, abusing this movement do not understand what is the beat of this country. Heartbeat is this. They should understand this.
Right.
So, sir, you also mentioned that VHP does not operate just in India, but also operates in different countries. How do other foreign organizations, and by foreign I mean not just other organizations outside of India, but also in India, how do they perceive VHP?
See, everybody knows that this is a Hindu organization.
Yeah.
This organization does not work for one caste. This does not work for one sampradaya, one language. It is for all types of Hindus. Any sampradaya, any caste, any language, any pranta. That is the first thing. Secondly, our field of activity is dharma, society, that is samajik, social, and then sanskritik. There is really no word for sanskritik in English. Cultural is not the proper word to explain sanskriti. So that is our field of activity. So everybody accepts that. And that is why so much we could do for Ram Janmabhoomi also. Or during Corona also. Crores of people were helped. So Vishwa Hindu Parishad is working with the sadhus, working with various organizations, different caste organizations, language organizations, because we have karyakartas in every caste, every language, every pranta, every sampradaya, because it is for everybody. So we have no boundary in that sense. It is not limited to anything. So other organizations who are committed to this country, who are committed to this Hindu society, committed to our Hindu dharma, they look very favorably to Vishwa Hindu Parishad.
Okay.
So, sir, I had one follow-up question on that. The CIA quite many years ago had labeled the Vishwa Hindu Parishad as a religious militant organization. What is your view on that, sir?
And they removed it.
Yeah, they did. But initially when they did, what was your...
See, I think a lot of games are being played by a lot of people everywhere.
Right.
There are pressure groups, there are power groups who want to, set a narrative. So they will use any tools. If that was the truth, they would have kept it.
Correct.
It is not there. And whether they keep it or not, it is not the truth.
Correct.
It is not the truth.
Right.
We are working for the Hindus alone. We are not working against anybody. That is a big difference.
Right.
We are not working against anybody. But we definitely have a right to work for ourselves. That's what we are doing.
Sir, I had two more questions. One is on the cow is very sacred to people of this country. And your organization has been at the forefront in demanding justice for cows and in terms of protection of the cow. For example, I understand that in Jharkhand, the cow protection bill that had come was due to the efforts of VHP. And I just wanted, my two questions are that, A, why is the cow so sacred to us in our country? I mean, I'm asking this on behalf of the youth actually. And the second question is that the fallout of this is that the Gaurakshaks, as they are called, they are generally labeled in our mainstream media as, troublemakers, where they are saying that, anything happens, the Gaurakshaks will come and do a mob lynching and, will kill the person, or, they beat up the person who has been, caught slaughtering a cow or smuggling a cow or, doing any sort of mischief with the cow. So what is your view, sir, on these 2 points?
See, everything in Bharat is spoken in the language of dharma since ages. Our mother is called, Matru Devo Bhava. That is what we are teaching. That mother is the first God. Now, God should not die, but our mother dies. But still we call mother God, or father god, or our acharya or guru who gives us, knowledge, we call God. That is the language we speak. And everything is spoken here as dharma. So we look at dharma in two parts. One is concept of what is God, how we do attain self-realization and all the techniques of that. That is one part of the dharma. But second part of the dharma is what sustains the society. All those values are also dharma in that. We said that dharayat iti dharma, like which sustains the society is dharma. So in that way, we will see that our country is, agricultural country. Every country was agricultural country till the
Right.
so-called industrial revolution in that sense.
Right.
So for agriculture, cow and her progeny were most important. So what is important should not be slaughtered. That is one way of looking at it, because it is sustaining our own living. That is the most important thing. Drinking milk, when the mother doesn't have her milk, we used to drink cow milk. And now this A2, A1, all this milk is coming now. Now that is the cow milk, the Indian cow milk. It is not, that gradation is not attached to the Jersey cow,
Mm.
which is becoming very popular. So the quality of the milk, the health giving quality of this milk is very good. So every which way, this animal, if I say animal, was considered that it should not be slaughtered. So it was spoken in the language of dharma. And many sages have said that cow is one animal which understands, human feelings. Now also you go to our, Khillari cow that is in Maharashtra, and people will say that you give it a name, you call by name, she will come running. That is, you can, see it. So they understand human feelings also, and they may have certain feelings. So putting all this together, even the Shastra says that gods reside in them, so to speak. So this is a way of putting or enhancing the importance, because that is what is supporting our life, and it has been supporting it for millennia. Then the cow dung is also useful for fertilizers. The cow urine is good for controlling, creating, medicines that can be called, insect controllers. So everything that cow is useful for our, survival. Now, to kill it is not correct. That is why to eat it is not correct. All these things, to take it to the society, it has been given this importance. Dharmic point of view, the Hindu believes that it has astitva of God. Now we say that it is everywhere. God is everywhere. So if we consider that God is in cow, there is nothing wrong in that. We are praying to the Vigraha, which is made up of stone. We put somebody's photo, that also we, put garland to it. All these things are happening. So it is how we look at it, what importance we give. So in that sense, it is a very, very sacred thing for the Hindu society. Now people will say, oh, then will you stop cutting, what you call it, pigs? Some people ask. Like the Muslims are connected with the pigs in that sense, that they don't eat pig meat and all.
Right.
Now, what my question is that we pray to the cow, will they pray to the pig? That importance is not there. They're looking at the pig is very, very different. And
It's not
what
an apple to apple comparison.
there is no comparison there. And that is why for a Hindu, it is very important. Why is that people cannot respect our sentiments, is what we are saying. And today we are killing thousands and thousands of cow and her progeny every day. Now, when people are talking about mob lynching or anything else, what my question is, why nobody is saying that how many times the law is broken? There are two laws in our country. One law is Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act. Second is Animal Preservation Act. These two laws are there. If we, respect Constitution, if we are law-abiding, people, citizens, then we should give a balanced, testimony as far as cow slaughter is concerned. Everybody should talk how many times this law is broken every day. Thousands of cow and her progeny are killed by breaking the law. So now you are not taking action against those culprits. And when Hindus' feelings are hurt and they take action, what action they are taking? They are just stopping them from slaughtering. All this mob violence, there is not a single case that has any truth. No Bajrang Dal Karyakarta, no Vishwa Hindu Parishad Karyakarta has been ever convicted of any of these crimes up till now. And I can give you hundreds of cases where the butchers have attacked police and the security forces while doing the smuggling of these cows while they were breaking the law. So if it has to be a balanced talk, then this thousands of breaking of law every day, slaughtering of cows against the law should be discussed also. Not only a few stray incidents where Hindu society has shown its anger, that is a one-sided and a very biased argument. So there is actually no mob lynching. This is only a narrative. That is all there is. There is no truth in it.
All right, sir.
Okay, so sir, I want to ask you something a little bit about our education system right now. We had Shefali Vidya ma'am on the show, to whom I asked this question. Her answer was very interesting and I would love to hear your opinion also on it. My question is VHP involved at all in changing some of our history textbooks?
So we do not work in the field of education in that way.
Okay.
Means changing of policy, formulation of education policy. That is not our field of work actually.
Okay.
But we are worried that many things are not taken up in our education policy. That we are worried about.
Okay.
Because what is taught in our, through our education system is not really increasing our respect for our Hindu values. That is a very important aspect. If they are teaching history, then it is not making us proud of ourselves or our heritage. That should be it. If we start feeling ashamed of ourselves, then as a society we cannot survive. But I am not surprised. Our first education minister was a Muslim. He did not have faith in Hindu values. The first education minister of Bharat was a Muslim. And if I am correct, probably was not born in Bharat also. He was from a Muslim country. So he doesn't know what is the tradition, philosophy, values of this country. And many such education ministers have come who do not value the values that we value. That is the problem. So then there is an influence of communist thinking people in our intellectual space because they were given support by people who were in the power. And communists don't believe in dharma. And this society, the Hindu society, believes in dharma since time immemorials. And so whatever our education system was formulated, it was formulated against our basic tenets. And that is why the generations that have come, they have imbibed those type of values that are not, in tune with what is our lifestyle. So the conflict that we see today is because of that.
Okay.
Simple example, if people say survival of the fittest, so that is a jungle law. Survival of the weakest is the Hindu culture.
Wow.
A Western thinking, honesty is a good business principle.
Right.
For us, it is not a business principle, it is a living value. It is not a business principle for us. Thirdly, they say Bharat is a very big market. It is not a market for us. People are not a market for us. We say Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. It is a whole world is a family. So our concepts are totally different. how we look at the world, how we look at people, how we look at the society, how we look at the environment. Everything is very different.
Right.
See, three basic tenets of the Hindu thinking. One is a sense of gratitude, sense of gratitude to our family, to our society, to the environment. Everything there is a sense of gratitude. That is why Hindu Sanskriti is very environmental friendly. We have been living this Sanskriti for lakhs of years. We never had to say global warming and climate change and earth is getting destroyed and all that. We never had to say. Just after 300-400 years of industrial revolution, there is global warming and earth is in danger and everything is happening because the concepts are all wrong. So our education system has not been honest to Hindu way of life, Hindu values. That is the problem for many of the conflicts that we see in the society today.
Okay. And since we have spoken about history in school, civics was also a very important part of it, which consisted of some laws, the way in which Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha operates, why do they exist, certain aspects of that. Which brings me to ask, there is one very hot topic now in this field called CAA, Citizenship Amendment Act. Could you please give us some insight into what exactly is that?
See, CAA is a very specific amendment.
Okay.
The law has already been there. So
Yeah.
it is an amendment act.
Right.
The Citizenship Act is already there. This is an amendment act that was passed by the Parliament in 2019. And it deals with only division of partition of Bharat in 1947, by which Pakistan and at a later date from Pakistan, Bangladesh was created. And whatever the geography of Bharat was there that time, it was the boundary of Bharat. Border of Bharat was touching Afghanistan that time. That's why Afghanistan is also added in this. So the Citizenship Amendment Act says that whoever is a minority population in Afghanistan, Pakistan and Bangladesh, so who are the minorities? Muslims are not the minorities there because all these three countries are Islamic. So this act deals with the minorities in those countries. That is why it does not deal with Muslims because they are the Bahumati there. They are the Muslim countries, so Muslims are not minority there. So who are the minorities? Hindu, Jain, Buddha, Sikh, Parsi and Christians. So this act deals with these 6 communities. And this act says that because they are being hurt because of their dharma, they cannot practice their dharma, they are being tortured because of their dharma, they are being killed because of their dharma, their families, their property, nothing is safe. So they can come to Bharat. Whoever has come to Bharat, Bharat will give citizenship to them and protection to them. That is all this law is. So CA is about giving citizenship. Now a lot of lies are being said that citizenship will be taken away from the Muslims. This law does not deal with Muslims at all. Nowhere it is mentioned. And this is about giving citizenship. It is not about taking away citizenship. There is no clause there for taking away citizenship. So actually, this is practically the only Hindu country remaining. If Hindus all over the world, Nepal is there, but Nepal is quite small. So anywhere in the world, if the Hindu society has problems, it is very natural. They should look to Bharat for protection. And if they come to Bharat, should Bharat deny them? This is the fountainhead of Hindu Chintan, Hindu Dharma, Hindu society. Bharat is the fountainhead. It is our bound duty to protect them. So I think what CA is doing is a great thing in 1,000, 2,000 years. This is the greatest thing our country, our government and our Hindu society has done for Hindus staying all over the world. So it is a very great law. And Vishwa Hindu Parishad is now working to facilitate these things. So all our workers all over the country, we are making list of the people. We are working for Hindu, Jain, Buddha, Sikh because we are a Hindu organization. So we are making list of such people. We are trying to find their documentation. Then we are trying to connect them through us with the government agencies who are offering this citizenship. We are helping them. So that is our duty. And we have been working in Pakistani Hindus who have come to Bharat since many years. With our efforts already, before this law came, over 3,500 Pakistani Hindus have obtained citizenship. So we have been working amongst them for many years. So we are now working with our full strength for the implementation of CAA.
There is a movie that has recently come out on that, which explains it to certain detail. Kerala Files. We would like your views on that, for our audience to understand what it is, whether it really exists or not.
See, definitely it exists. There is a section of the Muslim society that they are targeting the Hindu girls specifically. And I think thousands and thousands of Hindu girls are being deceived through love jihad in every state, and no caste, no sampradaya, no language group of Hindu society is untouched by this danger. And this is not a problem for only Hindu. The Bishop Association of Kerala, there was a report in Times of India a few months ago that they had given a public letter to the Home Minister, Mr. Amit Bhai, that it's from 2015 to 2019, over 4,000 Christian girls in Kerala have fallen prey to love jihad. So this is about Christian girls also. Or if you go to Europe, if you go to America, Britain and some other countries, there are grooming gangs. They are calling them grooming. They don't use the word love jihad. They use the word grooming. So the many white Christian girls have been, abducted in this manner. They blackmail them and they put to prostitution, all this type of things. And many of the things that are being happening are done by the Pakistani Muslims that are staying in Britain. So there are many gangs that are caught. They are called grooming gangs only. They are using that word. So this is happening everywhere. It is happening in Europe, in many countries. So it is a real problem. Vishwa Hindu Parishad is helping 8 to 10,000 girls every year who have fallen prey to them. There are hundreds and hundreds of girls, if anybody wants to meet them, who can tell what is really happening. So thousands of girls are saved every day. The number of girls going is much higher than that. So though we are doing much work, it is still very small compared to the problem that is there. Anybody who doubts this can come and interview these girls. This is my open offer in this interview.
Are we failing as parents? What can we do?
I think unfortunately in our families now all over Bharat, career has become the main thing. And so only study or career orientation, that is required because everybody wants to be well off. There is nothing wrong in that aspiration, but not at the cost of everything. Because there are many things that cannot be, calculated in monetary gain. So our values, what makes us human being, all these things are very important. And essentially, what is God, what is Hindu values, what is our relationship to the society, all these things are part of dharma. And all our value systems, as I said, dharma has two parts. So they need to be taught at home. So I think we have to pay attention to these duties. And what is complicated should be explained in simple language for the children. Secondly, why are we celebrating our festivals? So behind many festivals, there is science. Behind many festivals, there is some historical incident that is important. Behind many festivals, there is something to do with environment, all these things, the time, the rutu, all those things are there. So all our festivals are connected in this way to our day-to-day life. So why do we do Sri Krishna Janma? Why should we do Rama Janma? Because thinking about them, celebrating them, we are trying to teach the values that, make our life better. to remember those, characters and their character so that we can imbibe those good things. So all these things slowly, and what is happening is to be Western is to be modern. That is another misconception that is happening. And to be Western is to leave what is ours.
Right.
So that is not modernization. Modernization can be there without being Western also. So that misconception is leading to many accidents and many pitfalls right now. And this is happening because through our education system, we are not really teaching to be proud of what we are. See, the Britishers were shocked that the Bharat could fight against them in 1857. So they studied our society and they saw that because we take inspiration from our traditions, from our past, so that connection should be broken. So they devised an education system which will make us ashamed of our past and our tradition. So that connect was broken. And secondly, because the Hindu society could bring its own weapon to fight against the Britishers, they needn't, look for weapons. So they brought the Arms Act. For the first time in Bharat, to keep an arm was made criminal. That way, that is a paradox we see. We say that Shivo Bhutva Shivam Yajet. Like after praying to God, you should become like God. Now all our gods are, Shastradhari and all Bhaktar Nishastra. That is what has happened. They have achieved this through education and through these laws. See, in America, we should think, it is a funny thing, they are still trying, to ban keeping weapons in America. But what their ancestors told them, that if guns are outlawed, then only outlaws will have guns. That is what will happen. If you outlaw keeping weapons, then only the bad people will have weapons. Because anyway, they are not going to follow law. And the good people will be defenseless. That is what is happening. So many such things are there in our history about which our education policy, many of the laws that have come, that is prompting many of these things that are happening today. So our parents should pay attention to inculcate these values, to cultivate thinking about such issues in the family since childhood. After your thinking is pakka, then there is a problem in teaching something new. So from childhood, this cultivation about all these things should start.
Right. So one more question I had was on, currently we are in the midst of a very large election. And what is VHP's role in politics in general? Are they associated with the elections? What is their relationships with RSS and the current ruling party, sir, which is BJP?
See, we are not connected with day-to-day politics in any way. Vishwa Parishad office bearer cannot stand for any election, or any Lok Pratinidhi or elected member, parliament or Vidhan Sabha can become our Padadhikari. Those are the basic rules. But because we are a responsible organization and our Karyakartas are responsible citizens, we are definitely interested in who rules our country and our state. We feel that what is in the benefit of the Hindu society is in the benefit of the country. So Hindu Hit is Desh Hit. That is what we are thinking. And because people who are sitting in the center or in the state, they are the policy makers, we want only those people to sit in power who will work in favor of Hindu Hit, Hindu benefit. That is pakka. So we will do Jagaran, we will do Awakening, we will do, programs. This time also we are doing Awakening, but we are not taking name of any party. We are saying that everybody must vote, because voting is not only a right, but it is a duty. So everybody must vote. Nobody should use nota, because it is a waste of a good vote. Thirdly, anybody who is 18 and above, they should register their name as a responsible citizen and vote for Hindu Hit. So everybody should vote, and so 100% voting. So these are the four things we are taking right now. All over the country, we are trying for that during this election. Other than that, we have no involvement in any electoral process or politics per se. Secondly, BJP is an independent organization. We are an independent organization. There is really no connection. Our field is not politics, their field is politics. So, independent organizations, but I am sure we love our country, we love our dharma, we love our sanskriti, we love our society. Those are the common things. RSS, as you asked, as I mentioned earlier, Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, the second Pramukh, that is Sarsanga Chalak, was instrumental in establishing Vishwa Hindu Parishad along with many sadhus. So we believe in the Hindutva ideology, but our office bearers are independent, our organization is independent, our financial all matters are independent, our sources are independent. So it is a two different organizations which believe in similar same ideology.
Right. Sir, Hindutva is a word that's been exploited by several sections of the media. What is the real definition of Hindutva, sir? I want that to be told to our audience, sir.
Very, very, what you call it, difficult word to define, but Manushya and Manushyatva. So Hindu and Hindutva. To be Hindu, what is that? Is Hindutva. It is as simple as that. So whoever, as far as Vishwa Hindu Parishad is concerned, whatever systems of God realization, whatever systems of good life living, all the value systems that are espoused by our ancestors that are born in Bharat, whoever believes in them, whoever practices them, is a Hindu. He may be born in Bharat, or he or she may be born in Bharat or outside Bharat, it doesn't matter. So our definition is very simple as far as Hindu is concerned. So many philosophies have been espoused here. So all those who respect the rishis and those paramparas and who follow those are Hindus. It is simple. Values are many, many, many that I can see. G20. G20, what was the slogan? One earth, one family, one future. So that is a Hindu thought. That is Hindutva. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. So that is one family. Whole earth is one family. So that thought has come from that. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. So we are not a very, what you can say, narrow-minded philosophy. We can encompass the whole world, whole humanity as far as our ideology is concerned. So we are not against anybody, as I said, but we are definitely for the Hindu.
Right. So one more narrative that's going on is that, temple economics. People say that, okay, you're building, if someone builds a new temple, what is the use? How does it benefit our economy? But then on the other hand, I see that, a lot of the state governments want to control temples because they have a lot of money, which means that they are sort of churning the economy in their particular ecosystems or their local ecosystem. So this contradictory narrative, what is the truth, sir?
See, first of all, temple is a place of worship for a Hindu. For most of the sects, sampradayas, pantha, a temple is a necessary place as far as worship is concerned. So that is why we require a temple. Secondly, temple is a power center of the society. It teaches many, many things, traditions. It reminds us of all our, idols or what we should keep as an ideal in front of us. So as I said, Bhagwan Shri Ram temple that is being built, it is for, symbol of social harmony, symbol of the winning of good over evil, symbol of duty-based life. That is what Ramji's Jivan was. He lived only duty. He never talked about right. So Hindu Chintan is duty-based. So all these things, when you go for darshan, that is what is reminded of. So one should get, continuous reminder. That is why also the temple is there. As it is a place of worship, it is place of remembering our values. Thirdly, see, Kashi corridor was built at the cost of, I think, something around 700-800 crore rupees. People were, talking against it also. Why waste money? Now they are saying that within 8 years or so, 7 years, all that money will be earned back. And it has really given, momentum to the Uttar Pradesh economy, because at least 1 lakh new people are coming there every day. So bhojan is being eaten, things have been bought, people are staying in the hotels, people are using the vehicles and puja sahitya and everything. So that is really, turning the economy. Today, 1 lakh to 1 lakh 50,000 people are coming every day to Ayodhya. There, I think in January alone, January was the Prana Pratishtha on the Dvadashi day, 22nd. There was an article there in some Hindi paper that said that already in the last 6 months, new 10,000 jobs have been created in Ayodhya alone. So that is the effect on economy. 10,000 jobs is not a small thing. And everything is going up now. When lakhs and lakhs of people will come every day, it will push up every business activity that is there. So nobody in Ayodhya is complaining. Only people who don't understand the issues are complaining. See, communist minded people, or these type of people are also, complaining against them. What is their own history? See, all the communist countries, you see China, Russia, how much violence has happened there. They have killed their own people in millions and millions for their foolish ideology. And already Russia is the graveyard of communist thought, where it was born. So it is a dead philosophy that has done so much injustice to the humanity here. And now, as one, their objective was, that is attended, dignity of labor in up to a certain extent. That has been attained. Now that philosophy has no use in the society other than, breaking the society. That is what it is used for. So many such people are objecting on that, who don't believe in dharma, who don't believe in God. So temple economy is very, very important. Secondly, since the Britishers' time, they started controlling the temples because of the money, as well as because temples were the power center of the society. All the education was being imparted by the temple. The education was never in the hands of the government before the Britishers came. And because education was important for our pride and getting connected with our traditions, they broke that system. They broke the temple system. Today, in Dakshin part of the Bharat, thousands of temples are under government control. Vishwa Parishad believes that this is very discriminatory against the Hindu society. No church or masjid is under government control. So Hindu temples to be under government control is a discriminatory attitude. So we want that the society should control temples. Of course, every section of the society should be involved in the management of the temple. That is what we believe in. So management of the properties, management of the donations, that should be done by the whole society. So system, we are creating a system. Vishwa Parishad does not want to control temples themselves, the society. So we are evolving a system where, if the temples are handed over to the society, for which also we are doing efforts, then what will happen is that we want that the Hindu money should be used only for Hindu cause. It should not be used for the government work or government salaries. Or many places in Dakshin part of Bharat, they are giving the money and the properties to non-Hindus. Means people who don't believe in your dharma, people who don't believe in your deity, they are the beneficiaries. That they have, the devotees have given money to the temple for the temple seva or the God's seva. So you cannot insult those feelings. Spending the money for something else, then you are not being truthful to the purpose. That should not happen. So the temple money should be used for dharma prachar and for social causes, Hindu social causes. That is what we feel. So we have created a think tank in which many Supreme Court lawyers are involved, many retired chief justices of our high courts are involved, many sadhus are involved, and our karyakartas are involved. So a model is created now. So we would like to try it in some state, so that model will come in public domain, and then after the feedback it can be tweaked to suit every state. That is what we are thinking right now.
Wow. Wonderful, sir. Wonderful.
Okay, so sir, last question for the podcast. It's again about the youth, my generation. After such podcasts have started coming out, especially after COVID, a lot of people have started turning towards their dharma, whichever that may be, not just Hinduism, but they are suddenly more interested in certain matters that people wouldn't normally think of. They are interested in philosophical matters, but this is one extreme. There is also another extreme that is very atheist, which is not wrong, but they are in their own system. These people are in their own system. So my question to you is, what is your message to the entire youth?
See, the best thing for a developed human being is to live for others. As Swami Vivekananda said, that one who lives for others is the only person who really lives. Those who live for themselves only, they are more dead than alive. What it means is that one should not be selfish. Selfish is to become very narrow-minded, to think, you become self-centered. And there is so much goodness to be done. There is so much, dukkha, kashta all around you. It is in your power to reduce their poverty, their sorrow. And if you have that power in you, you should use it. As I said, that sense of gratitude is very important. If you buy a railway ticket, you read it. In that railway ticket, it is written that you are paying only some 50 to 54% of the money. Who is paying the remaining money? The society. Because the government is paying it, means it is paying from the taxes. I am protected here because the military is sitting on the border. They are ready to die for you. How much money is required? How much money is to be paid for one person to die? No amount of money is there. So many people are really giving their something so that our society can run. So that is the run, samaj run on our head. Every youth must remember, I am breathing. Am I paying for that air? I am drinking water. Am I paying for that? ये समाज ऋण हमारे सिर के ऊपर है. हम देखेंगे कि जो हवा हम, the air that we are breathing, the water we are drinking, the food we are eating, everything really we are not creating it. If we sow one seed, it comes back becoming 1,000 seeds. It is not our taqat. It is not our power at all. So we owe so much to the society. We owe so much to the environment. We owe so much to our family. So that sense of gratitude should be there in every youth. And the thing is to how much I can give back to my society, to my family, to my country, and to the whole humanity. That is very, very important. Secondly, everything is going along in coordination with each other. Nobody can live in isolation. To try to live in isolation is to be very selfish. So we must coordinate with the society. We work with the society, for the society, for our country. You cannot just talk about humanity, directly. You have to go through these stages. You can't just do master's level program when you are not even capable of first standard. It is only hot talk. So you have to go through these stages. So sense of coordination, sense of gratitude, and lastly, sense of duty. That is what is really making us human. Sense of duty, sense of gratitude, and sense of coordination. So remembering that we must contribute for the well-being of the society and the country, then only the youth's life will be really meaningful. Otherwise, to become selfish and live for oneself is really destroying a very beautiful thing that is called life. That is what I would like to say.
Beautiful, beautiful. I think this episode has been very enlightening in the sense that, we have learned why organizations like Vishwa Hindu Parishad and their junior organizations like Bajrang Dal and Durga Vahini are important, and they need to be entwined into the fabric of our country. That's the odd takeaway that I have from this episode. And for that, I am really, really grateful to you, sir. Jai Shri Ram, and thank you so much for
Dhanyavad.
coming on our show.
Dhanyavad for this opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.